Hey YouTube, I just want to put together a quick video. I have a question for you guys. Fast Eddie had asked me to do a full stack video, and originally I said yes, absolutely. I'll be doing that at some point. The 1 year anniversary of my channel's coming up, and I was planning on doing something around then. And I remember I was watching at the beginning of the year, X Neutron put out a full stack video. And this thing was absolutely amazing. I mean, he has just a drool-worthy stack that just had me just shaking my head watching it. It was something else. And I remember he was like apologetic about it. He almost didn't want to put it on YouTube because he didn't want to look like he was rubbing it in people's faces. Okay. And at the time, I remember telling him, "Oh, don't worry about it. I find it inspiring, and this is what I aspire to grow my wealth to, and I love it. Thanks for doing it. Thanks for taking the time." And I've always felt like if we're not all in the same boat, we're in. Well, actually, let me rephrase that. I've been going along thinking that we're all in the same boat. Okay. I've been very open about what I make for a living. It's not much. It's basically a middle-class income, and it's probably closer to lower middle class than actual middle class. I know that, some of you guys make a little more, make a little less, and that really doesn't matter. The point is, I've always thought that we're all basically, one of the great things about our community is we're really all just a bunch of middle-class Joes and Janes, if you will, and dealing with the same problems. I've revised that to thinking that we're not all in the same boat, we're all in similar boats. Okay. And I have a pretty thick skin when it comes to getting criticized on my channel. I do. I mean, I expect to see it. And I've, obviously gotten my fair share. But one thing that makes me feel like about being defensive is being misrepresented. And I get the feeling that one of my subs put in head American, and this is, he has every right to think this. I just kind of want to set the record straight. I get the feeling that he thinks I'm disparaging poor people based on a couple of comments that he's made on my videos. And the one comment that he took exception to was when I said that the basic needs of the poor were being taken care of by the government. Okay, let me just expand on that a little bit. When I said that, if you came up to Vermont and saw how our social safety net operated, your Section 8, you get housing taken care of through Section 8. Okay, really, there are no extremely bad neighborhoods up here. So everywhere that you live is fairly safe to live. And I get that being poor isn't the same thing here as it is somewhere else. Okay? When you see some of the neighborhoods and you kind of think to yourself about a rough neighborhood, I think that's what he's visualizing. And I'm visualizing what it's like to be poor where I live because, well, it's where I live. And, you have your housing taken care of through Section 8 housing. You get an EBT card to pay for your groceries. You have your heating oil taken care of through heating oil subsidies. You have a cell phone given to you by the government. So, and also your kids eat lunch at school for free. So in my mind, those are the basic needs being taken care of. And is it a good life? Absolutely not. I've, never said that. It's certainly nothing that, you wish on anybody. And I'm sure it's not a happy place to be. And I fully realize that a lot of you guys are struggling, week to week, month to month. And, at a certain point, I guess what I'm trying to say is, at a certain point when you're doing a full stack video, is that just rubbing it in people's faces? I'm really interested in what you guys have to say about this. Because, I personally find it inspiring. I love seeing it. I love hearing your voice as you're basically going through every ounce that you worked so hard for and sacrificed for, and I've told you before, every single one of these ounces is a personal sacrifice. Every single one is something else that you could have done to improve your life in some materialistic way, and instead you chose to put it into savings. That's 100% what I believe. Okay? And that's why when you show it off, and you can hear it in your voice, I feel proud for you. I feel like, hey, great achievement, good for you, and I'm glad that you're taking the time to do this. But, does everybody see it that way? At a certain point, does it become, dude, you're kind of rubbing it in our faces here, and I don't like that. I've really tried to gear my channel towards people that are struggling like I am to kind of make their way. And as time goes on, and we get better and better at this, and the great thing is we've all kind of started out at a pretty similar time. I mean, within a year or two, right? So, as time goes on, these stacks are going to get bigger and bigger. And, which is obviously a great thing. But at what point does it seem like, okay, this is a little much? You're kind of shoving in our face here. Like I said, I actually feel kind of bad that Puddinhead American, I think, is misjudging me. And so I guess I'm kind of setting the record straight, and I'd like to hear from you guys. Full stack videos. Is this something that I should think about doing in the near future, or is it just a little much and, just stay away from it? Okay, thanks.